What do you need to know before going into business? I hear this kind of a question. I don't know how many times, and if you put up that question on Facebook, I do believe somebody has possibly, you would get a million answers, a million responses to that kind of a question. But the simplest answer to that question is any savvy entrepreneur knows this. You don't need to know anything. Nothing can prepare you for the journey of entrepreneurship except the journey of entrepreneurship itself. Otherwise, you would learn entrepreneurship at a university, but you cannot learn entrepreneurship at a university. You learn entrepreneurship inside the trenches with the customers, learning customer instincts, learning customer tastes, which change on a daily basis. The professor, no matter how long he has taught entrepreneurship at a university, he could have done 25 years at a university as a professor in business administration, a professor in business management. But should he want to dive into the commercial space, the commercial enterprise, and do business, he'll have to unlearn everything he has learned from a textbook. We'll just have to unstrip him of anything he has learned in the world of business. You cannot read a textbook and say, I'm going into entrepreneurship. If anything at all that you just need to know would be, there is a problem in the world that I need to solve. There's a solution that I need to bring to the customer's hand, and the customer will pay me for that. Nothing else prepares you for that. I like the way the Chinese, the Japanese, the Koreans, people from Singapore do it. What do? They dive into the world of commercial enterprise without even knowing how to speak better English. They learn the English as they go, because nothing can prepare you for. I was speaking to another customer of mine, and he's got his own customer, and the questions that keep coming from this kind of a customer, he's getting impatient until I eventually sent him a voice note. I'm like, okay, look, let's do this together. Let's just answer the questions they have. Even if we don't know the answers, we will do research. We are in a very good space, knowledge-wise, wisdom-wise. We can always find knowledge. But so long as they are asking around what we are dealing with, even if it's an angle we've never really considered, but because we are dealing with what we are dealing with on a daily basis, we will be able to find the answers. Because on a daily basis, you get confronted by a different problem. You get confronted with a different problem. For example, yesterday I had a customer. Okay, I sent them a document in Microsoft Excel. They want it in Microsoft Word. And they are not in that space yet where you can just simply go online and convert that kind of a document. It's so simple. But I do not, because they are not prepared for that. I am prepared for that. But years back, I wasn't prepared for that. It could be I wasn't prepared for that because I did not have the knowledge, or because technology wasn't where it is today. But as far as technology is now, I'm able to responsibly and confidently answer any of their questions that they have today. So back to our question. What should you be knowing before going into entrepreneurship? And again, I'm saying to you, my friend, you cannot learn perseverance before a situation in your life arrives. You cannot learn to bounce back unless you hit a wall. You have to hit a wall and go down, get up, dust off, and keep going and keep going. You do not learn humanity. Yes, you can learn humanity. My number one principle in life is humanity, because when dealing with people in business, I'm not dealing with business. I'm not in the business of making money. I am in the business of communicating with people. I am in the business of relating with people. I am in the business of doing emails on a daily basis. So I have to be as human as I possibly can in dealing with this human being. So I have learned that. So that is one aspect to look at it, because when it comes to a skill, any of the skill that grows you personally or that grows you in business, which a skill you can learn and commercialize and turn into a business, into a profit, yes, you can learn that as you go. But my biggest advice, for example, is that if you have to go into, I mean, look at the many examples. You know, we all know Sam Walton didn't start at the FMCG. He didn't start running Walmart. He started with anything, something else, something totally different. And they changed along the way. Richard Branson, I mean, he started with rabbits. He started with a magazine. Today, the magazine doesn't exist. The rabbits don't exist. But they kept changing as they were going. General Electric did not start as an electricity company, but they kept going. So I would say, go into business. If you say, for example, I'm going into service, just go into service. You will learn all the other skills as you go. You might stumble onto a product business as you go, but wisdom, this kind of a wisdom comes as you are going, not when you are seated at home. Because I meet a lot of entrepreneurs who are seated behind their computers, who are seated in front of mounds of papers. They are telling me they are putting together research. And the worst version is the version that believes in a business plan. A business plan is just a document full of myths and, you know, assumptions. And they've got piles of business plans, but the business plan does not tell you the actual thing. How do you learn the actual thing? When do you get to meet the actual thing? By going into business, my friend. You cannot learn business, you cannot learn the customer when you are not talking to the customer on a daily basis. You cannot learn how to deal with a rude customer when you are outside business. I'm telling you, my friend, you can't. You just can't. You can't learn how to handle a customer that wants a discount in everything, a customer that doesn't pay on time, a customer that says we'll pay on Friday and they don't pay, and 3 months go by and they haven't paid. You can get to hear that in some motivational talk, in a video. You can read that in a self-help book, in a sales book. You can read about closing a sales deal in a book, in an article. But when you get to the customer, the dynamic changes. The dynamics are not what is blueprint. They are not what is printed out there, what you can. Otherwise, we would all be talking to a customer on a telephone and I've got a little manuscript in front of me. I keep reading. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. So what should we be knowing before going into business? My friend, you just need to be knowing that business is a first-hand experience. You can only know what to decide, what to do now when you are here in front of the customer. That is business. Because why? Along the way, what do you meet? You meet a recession. A recession, you cannot prepare for a recession. You cannot prepare for a business that is battling financially because of a recession or because customers are not paying. You have to be here in the trenches with the customers, talking to the customers on a daily basis, doing it all simultaneously at the same time, research at the same time, equipping yourself at the same time, learning a new skill at the same time, and learning that if my business is not working in this industry, or if my business idea is not working here, I move down here. If I said to you, what if your business idea doesn't work? Look, that's it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, I will change, and very quickly. And those are the things you only learn, my friend, when you are in business, not when you are seated inside a classroom. Is it a wonder to you that many of these entrepreneurs at the top are not from university, or they are dropouts? You want to tell me Mark Zuckerberg, what did Mark Zuckerberg learn at university? He probably learned coding. He probably learned cybersecurity analysis. He probably learned cybersecurity defense. He probably learned being a computer technician. But he had to drop out to go and meet the central business that moves the customer and that moves his own business, and that is being there with the customer. Richard Branson, all of them, count them. I like to mention all these guys because they are a very good example to show us that should you be going to university, should you be getting, if you got 200,000 bucks now, should you be going to the University of Mankosa to go and do a degree, LLB in business management? Or should you be investing that money in your business idea, or inside a toilet paper making machine, or a diaper making machine, or a peanut butter making machine? What makes sense out there? People use toilet paper on a daily basis. So if you give me that money, I'm going to buy a toilet paper machine. And I'm going to take it to the customer. I'm going to put it here. The customer is going to buy, because why? You are solving a problem that the customer has on a daily basis. So number one, you have to know that there is a problem. Anybody with eyes and ears and emotions can tell the problem that is going around where they are. And then you move in. The rest you will learn when you are in business. I'm still going to be back on this one.